Bristol Brawl with an explosive card loaded with title contenders. In the main event, veteran fan favorites James Connelly and Martin Reffell go head-to-head in a super middleweight showdown. In a hard-hitting co-main event, knockout artist Dan Lerwell takes on UFC veteran Jack the Hammer Marshman. Plus, heavyweight Kamil Sokolowski looks to maintain his #1 contender spot when he battles Big George Taylor. The smallest surface in combat sports is once again traveling to the United Kingdom. Bristol, England is our home tonight for great bare knuckle action inside the mighty Trigon, inside the Planted Ice Arena. Yes, working at Hockey Arena in the UK. How good is that? Our main event later tonight features two of bare knuckles' best, both coming off title fights. The Truth, James Connelly, and Martin, the Rebel Reffell. That is in our main card later tonight. We've got some great preliminary action first, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. My partners tonight, of course, the veteran. You're in a couple of Hall of Fames, aren't you? Couple, yeah.
Is that a polite way?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tom Rotz, you're Tom. You're in a hockey ring. And Garrett A. Davis, and you know what? Both you guys, when we go through those fighter meetings, and I'll start with you, Tom, it's so interesting to hear the backstory on all of these fighters. They all have come to a journey.
And very often the fighting is a result of the backstory. They're doing it because of that backstory. And I think the backstory is the human interesting and really destroys the myth that all bare knuckle fighters are thugs. They're not. These are human beings with a backstory, and they fight for that. And some of them for really good things.
For sure. And Gareth, you're not, please don't use words that I won't understand.
Well, keep it simple. We interviewed 24 fighters for 4 hours, 50 minutes in that sit down because they're so fascinating. The narrative of their lives gets played out in this tiny combat arena, and it's fascinating for all of us. It's why we're here. They're addicted, and so are we.
We are indeed. It is the smallest surface in combat sports. We're back in the UK, Bristol, England. And let's get it to the one, the only 6'7". I like when I can make them smile. Bimbo!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bristol, England. Tonight's home for BKB Bare Knuckle Boxing 45. We have 12 bouts on the card tonight, culminating in our main event featuring two of the best super middleweights in the world, James Connelly versus Martin Reffell. Also featured on the card is the return of the former WBA regular heavyweight champion of the world as he makes his bare knuckle debut, Lucas Big Daddy Brown. Before we get to the main card, we begin with our prelims first. All bouts tonight are contested right here, inside the smallest surface in combat sports, BKB's mighty Trigon. And now to kick off our prelim cards, we begin with 5 3-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division. Introducing first, making his way to the Trigon, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome, Danny Worsfold.
There he is, Danny Worsfold, fighting at Cruiserweight tonight. He's set in his first fight against Dan Lerwell, who, by the way, is in our co-main event later tonight. He was embarrassed by his performance. He was fuming afterwards, and as you guys say over here, Tom, he was gutted.
Absolutely gutted. And I think for him, this is about him tonight. It's about proving something to himself. I know he wants to impress everybody, but this is more about him impressing himself. He's had a big spell out the game with personal problems and all the rest of it, but he wants to impress himself tonight.
And how about the fact, Garrett, that he straight out said, if I do not win tonight, I am done.
Yeah, he walks away. He got caught early against Dan Lerwell, as you rightly point out, Mike. And he says, I want nothing less than to knock my opponent out tonight. So we're going to get fireworks.
He's always said, I'm a huge problem when I am buzzing. He did knock the jaw of Dan Lerwell out of place before Dan Lerwell came back and earned the victory back at BKB 40 in April in Cardiff. So he'll look for his first professional bare knuckle victory tonight. He is Danny Worsfold. Over 50 glove bouts combined, amateur, white collar, professional, and Gareth, I've learned to say white collar instead of unlicensed. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Can I also say he looks in better shape than the
No
last
question.
time
Yeah.
he came into the Trigon as well?
Well, when you have a setback, Tom, you go and if you're really going to be better in the next fight, the only place you look is in the mirror.
In his mind,
Yes.
one thing.
Yep.
Make the comeback better than the setback.
You've used that one before.
Of course.
Yeah. And it won't be the first time.
You can use it. You can use it.
Again? Make the comeback better than the setback is Danny Worsfold.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the Trigon. Please welcome Matty Moore.
He is the bare knuckle barbarian. And he's 2-0 inside the mighty Trigon tonight. His 51st career combat competition. Even though he's 2-0, he said, I will be more polished tonight, more composed. You will see my best version.
Absolutely. When you have the epitome of a fighting man, this is the kid. This is the man that's the epitome of a fighting man. And remember, all his life he's had troubles that none of us could deal with in his life. He got the nickname from a judge in the family court, an ill-informed judge who thought bare knuckle boxing was barbaric. Hey, Judge, I bet he's in the crowd tonight.
Hey, 3-1 overall. Irish K1 heavyweight champion, 5 white-collar boxing titles. And he had a great quote in a previous interview we did with him, Gareth, and it was, life is very similar to a boxing ring. Defeat is not declared when you fall down. It's declared when you refuse to get up.
Well, he's an old-school fighter, an old-school human being. He's a very deep man, and he lives out the perspicacious difficulties of his life. I've started and I will go on. The meticulous parts of his life that need working on, his mind more than his body, is what this is about. This keeps him under control and on the straight and narrow.
Good word, that, by the way.
Tail of the tape for our first fight of the night in the Cruiserweight division. 37-year-old or 3 years younger than Danny Worsfold. It's more with the 2-inch reach advantage. It's Danny Worsfold with the 2-inch height advantage. And with the official introductions all night long, as our tail of the tape brought to you by Clue, the one, the only Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Planet Ice Arena here in Bristol, England, we open our BKB 45 card with 5 3-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division. This bout is brought to you by Vortex Events, and our referee in charge when the bell rings is Clive Allison. Well, let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with green trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 180.6 pounds. He is a veteran of 1 professional bare knuckle contest, and he fights out of Chertsey, Surrey, England. Introducing Dan Lerwell. And now his opponent standing across the Trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with white and silver trim. He stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 176 pounds. He holds a professional bare knuckle record of 3 victories versus just 1 defeat, and he fights out of Swindon, England. He is the bare knuckle barbarian, Matty Moore.
Big Clive Allison, our Matty Moore, Danny Worsfold. Here we go. Southpaw stands for Matty Moore, the bare knuckle barbarian, eats a jab from Danny Worsfold. He is in the blue and yellow, black and white for Matty Moore.
Really good start there from Matty as well. As you know, I think they both traded the jab there as well. And both are aggressive, so we're in for a treat.
Good work inside by Matty Moore. Quick hands as we have seen in the past. Had 3 knockdowns in his last fight in Wolverhampton. Showcased excellent boxing skills, and that was his first bare knuckle fight, Gareth, since 2023. So now he's coming back and really getting himself into what he feels is a groove, and he's starting out great. Oh, but he gets one right in the jaw, as I say.
Even though Moore's taken a knee there, and he's definitely gone down. He's ruled it a slip as Clive Ellison. I do think his hand speed is showing here. The power is in Worsfold, but the hand speed with Moore.
Right shot.
First official knockdown scored in our fight by Matty Moore.
What did it then as well was the combination. As he ducked out the way of one shot, he caught him with a second.
Great counters and hooks.
And a second. Matty Moore looking to move to 3-0 inside the BKB Trigon. Worsfold wants to utilize that strength. And even Matty said he has the strength advantage.
Moore looks very composed in there at the moment, gents.
Boxed as an amateur in Ireland, did K1 in Ireland, and scores knockdown number 3.
3 times now that the jab has feinted and he's caught him with the right. He doesn't look very comfortable, does Danny.
Under a minute on the clock. Down again. I said Matty Moore had 3 knockdowns in the first fight, and it's all over. Just like that. Matty Moore. A first-round finish to get us started here inside Planet Ice in Bristol, England.
Wow, what a start to the show.
Man.
They're both gone for it. Both of them are aggressive front foot fighters. We saw it. But I think the technique of the fact that the jab and the catching him with the right was absolutely spot on for Matty Moore. Absolutely spot on.
And Tom and Gareth, we talked about it, and I mentioned it when we saw him at BKB 38. He utilized great boxing skills, and that's what he did again tonight.
Well, you can see his experience in the boxing skills, but I think also he's done now, isn't he? This is the thing now. Danny Worsfold's done, isn't he?
If he was true to his word, and I don't mean that in a negative sense.
He said to you and me, I'm done.
He said in the fighter interviews that if he doesn't win tonight, he's done. So at 40 years old, that could very well be the case.
That's as good as I've seen Matty Moore, by the way.
Oh, yes.
That's as good as I've seen him. The combinations, you can see he's been working. Everything about him is, he's got all the, and I tell you what, I saw him, the clinch. He got the clinch, and that was very important for him tonight. He's struggling, Danny.
And here's the replay of some of the handiwork that was very quickly put on Danny Worsfold by the bare knuckle barbarian. Combinations, it's no answer to it, Danny. And we know, because we've talked to him a lot of times, Danny, Matty's one of the game's nice guys. Yes, he is.
One of the fight game's nice guys.
Victory number 3, 3-0 in BKB to make this one official. Big Mo.
Ladies and referee Clive Allison calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 13 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO,
you will see my best version tonight. We certainly did see best version of Matty Moore, the victor, and he will visit with our own Gareth Davies.
Upper back performance from Houston Moore.
It's pretty team today, I think. Pretty team performance.
Why is that then?
Didn't even get going. The guy was second gear.
You knocked him down 3, arguably 4 times, finished with him with the 4th knockdown, but your hand speed, your clinch work, and fighting with your eyes up seemed to really work for you. Very composed performance.
We were working on. He's got that big right hand. So the first time I knocked him down, the last fight I rushed in. That's when I got caught. But to take me time, let him throw it, come back, just work him in the clinch. We got a job done.
How are you feeling after that victory?
Feeling great.
So would you like to...
Then I'm looking for the title shot, and after that.
Myself, Goldie and Tom talked about the inspiration and the perspiration you put into your performances and your life. And it's validation when you have moments like this for all the things that are going on in the background.
It's like I said, bare knuckle, what you get hit with in the ring is absolutely nothing compared to what life hits you with. You know, I've been through it all, like fucking addiction, homelessness, prison. I haven't seen my kids in years. I've been through it all, and I do this because I'm fighting for fathers like myself. Not to give up hope, and to keep fighting, and to make your sons proud as much as you can.
That's a very emotional response from you as well.
Thank you very much, thank you, yeah. Look, if me 2 boys are watching, I want you to know I love you very much. Connor and Noah, Reggie at home, I see you tomorrow. I love you very much. And I just have to thank my wife, Sinead. I couldn't do any of this without her. Thank you, everyone.
The Barbarian, ladies and gentlemen.
Matty Moore, all of his bare knuckle victories have been by either TKO or KO. 3 knockdowns last time, 4 tonight. Perfect in the Trigon and looked absolutely spectacular. We are worldwide here at BKB, so how can you catch us? On social media.
BKB fans, don't miss highlights, news, and much more on all your favorite fighters and events. For minute-by-minute updates, follow us on all social media platforms by visiting bkbbareknuckle.com/follow.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Planet Ice Arena here in Bristol, England for BKB 45. As we continue our preliminary card, we arrive at the welterweight division, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Introduced first, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the Trigon. Please welcome Craig Harrison.
It is the United Kingdom. Tom, you teach me something new, other than how to drive, sorry. Every single time I'm over here with you, the United Kingdom does have its pride. The Welsh, very prideful. It's the different flag. As does this man, the Honey Badger, the Proud Scot.
Yeah, you've got it spot on. You know, we're part of the United Kingdom, but as individuals you'll come. Wales, England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. All 4. If you try to palm any of the other flags onto them, you'll be in trouble. They are proud countrymen of Scotland. This guy certainly is.
And David Winiarski, Gareth, his training partner. David Winiarski's 3-0 already in the Trigon, coming off a finish in July in Volk.
Craig Harrison can live off that in many ways, and take suffer from the fact that his teammate in his tournament is doing extremely well in Trigon already. I just want to back up what Tom said. When you get the Welsh and the Irish, the Welsh and the Scots and the Irish, this is called the Celtic War, a Celtic battle ahead of us.
So here we go, Celtic battle number 1 on the night.
He did say to everybody here, be ready for the best fight of the night.
Let's see if it's delivered. He is the Honey Badger. He is Craig Harrison, making his professional bare knuckle debut on his opponent. He said, solid fighter, great name to beat for my first fight in the door. There's no easy fights in BKB. Every fight will be his biggest, and he looks forward to the challenge.
And also, what he's saying, I know we'll speak about Corey Healey in a minute, but because he's 0-3, he knows a man with a back against the wall is a very dangerous opponent. So he's fully prepared tonight.
His granddad always pushed him to box. Sadly lost his granddad during COVID. Used to live with granddad and gran. They were always great to me. And when he talked about his other greatest influence, Tom, David Winiarski.
Absolutely, but he's got a great sense of humour, this man. He really has. And when asked about his what he needs to improve, he said talking in a posh voice. I mean, that's the sense of, but one of the things that we don't see too often, he can finish a fight with both hands.
Yes.
This man is dangerous with both hands. I spoke to David Winiarski when he wasn't around, and he said this guy can finish with either hand.
Craig Harrison, 6-1 with the gloves on, making his bare knuckle debut here tonight.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome to the Trigon, Corey Healey.
You know what? Haters are funny, man. It's like,
Okay, Gareth.
you're gonna hate it no matter what it is.
Corey Healey might have the best hair of the night, and we're early on. What did he tell us about the preparation? Like bleach again. It was almost as long as his training camp to get his hair right.
Well, as you quite imagine, I asked him about hair, because you know I'm into hair. So it was a 3-session bleaching session, a 14-5-minute threading session. So it was a 5.5-hour hairdo to get himself ready for the big night. And he looks like a Viking now, doesn't he?
He asked me about the hair. Well, I'm being a hair victim here.
Well, I was going to ask you, Tom, if you had the same hairstyle a couple of years ago.
I mean, in the 50s.
The 60s.
I've got a personal style. It's gone. It's missing. But one interesting, I mean, Gareth said he's 0-3. He's 0-3 with his last 3 fights. But we've seen him win. And the little guy is a terrier. It's strange that when he got married, sorted out with his girlfriend and had babies, he started to lose fights. And I wonder whether, when you get contented, whether you've got that little bit of hunger. Be interesting to see tonight. This is a big fight for Corey. Corey cannot afford another defeat.
This is a selfish sport. Combat sports, you need to be selfish, and it's very difficult when you have a family.
Yeah, but he's also talked about, you both heard him say this, that a loss is a learn. He's been against amazing opponents. He's gone the distance with 2 of them. It's not like he's been knocked out quickly in his last 3 fights, and he's been in 2 big battles, one against a guy who's really a world champion in many ways. So he's a brilliant fighter. He's very committed. He's brimming with confidence, and he looks fantastic tonight.
But the last fight, McDonough put him down in the first round, finished him. First round.
But what I'm saying, he's gone the
before that,
distance
he went
twice in the last 3.
with Liam Reese as a world champ.
Yeah.
With world champion, you're right, he's gone the distance with a world champ. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the guy can fight, but you know, it's. I suppose you're looking for that. It's got to be something inside you, hasn't it? And if that spark goes, you're not going to win anything. And this will be a test for me to see if he's still got that spark. He tells us he's got it, but you know, words are cheap.
Our tail of the tape for this welterweight fight brought to you by Vortex. There you go. You've got Wales against Scotland. 29-year-old Healey, 25-year-old Harrison. Harrison with a significant height and reach advantage. And he told us he is going to utilize that to keep Corey Healey outside. With the official introductions, once again, Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set for this Scotland versus Wales matchup scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. It is brought to you by Clue Nicotine Pouches. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Ian John Lewis. Well, let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the all-black trunks, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 145 1/2 pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional bare knuckle debut, fighting and representing the Kingdom of Fight in Scotland. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Honey Badger Harrison. And now his opponent standing across the trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks with white and green trim. He stands 5'6" tall. He weighed in at 146.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the trigon with a bare knuckle record of 3 victories, opposite 4 defeats, and he fights out of the valleys by way of Basting, Wales. Introducing Corey, the Welsh Hitman, Healey.
Got a Welsh wrecking machine. We got a Welsh hitman. Got a lot of great Welsh fighters. This scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Healey, Harrison. Here we go. The Welsh hitman, Corey Healey, in the red, green, and white trunks. He switches his stance, starts out orthodox. Harrison is a switch stance fighter as well. He's in the black and purple, but he came out in the southpaw stance, and already he's switched over to orthodox.
Absolutely. For Corey, though, the height and reach means he's got to get in close. He's got to mix it up in close. The longer the distance is, it suits the Honey Badger. But he's already marked him. Corey's marked him.
He went the distance, held his own. We talked about the setbacks against the former British BKB champion, Aaron McCallum, and the reigning BKB Super Welterweight champion, Liam Reese. But Gareth, he said straight out, I did the wrong things after the setbacks. I did not prepare properly for Martin McDonough. He's prepared tonight.
Absolutely, and I notice that Craig Harrison's chin's a little bit high for me, could tuck it in a little bit more, whereas Corey's protecting himself. Probably famous last words of the commentator here, but at the moment, I think Corey's got ahead in this fight, certainly in terms of shape, posture, and what he's looking to do with his feints.
Something we've talked about many times, that certain fighters keep their chins up, which is an invitation. But Corey looks up for it, doesn't he?
Corey looks outstanding, and Corey's just got to raise his arm high enough to get the chin of the 6-foot Craig Harrison with his 5'6" frame.
In all the times we've done this, there's only been one real exponent of the body shot. That was Liam Reese.
Well, and Harry Gigliotti.
And no, sorry, it was Gigliotti.
Yeah.
Those two, that body shot.
Another hitman.
Yeah.
But from Boston. Well, Massachusetts.
But it can debilitate you, that body shot, but we don't see it often enough. But if you're smaller, as Corey is, the body's ideal to aim for.
I mean, in the title fight, the title defense for Harry Gigliotti against Callum Skane, Callum came out and looked very, very good. But just like he did earlier in his career to win the belt, was the Mickey Ward special. And Gigliotti still holds on to the belt.
Great quick hands then from Corey. Caught him with a beautiful little right, just a little hook.
He did, it was an uppercut, but he's also changing levels very cleverly to make his way onto the inside. Like you said, 6-inch reach and height advantage here. So he's got to do that to passage the space.
Craig Harrison tonight, we have a Corey Harrison later tonight. This is Corey Healey and Craig Harrison, round number 136.
What he's doing brilliantly when he gets into range, Healey, is throwing hooks left and right, and that's what he needs to go around the arms of Harrison.
And Tom, that's what you just alluded to.
Absolutely 100%, and that high chin means it's ideal for the hook.
Final seconds of round 1.
But he's cut as well, I think, Corey.
Terrific round for Healey there, Mike.
Looks very composed. Looks like he put in the work, as he told us yesterday, as they work on Craig Harrison.
When you know that you're on the back of 3 defeats. When you know, then you know you're on the back of 3. There you are. Look, that little hook there that caught him, brilliant. When you're on the back 3 defeats and you know that you don't win, you probably end your career.
Yep.
What's driving him on?
And Craig Harrison said the fact that Corey Healey is on that 3-fight losing streak makes him even more dangerous tonight.
Absolutely, but you know, we're talking about Corey's size, but it's not really the size of the man in the fight, is it? It's the size of the fight in the man.
Yes.
And he's got that.
A little bit brutally, but anyway, 2 heavy division is not well behind the scenes. He's had to pull off from the momentum.
He did that last time. We were together.
They were set to go.
And he was waved off abroad in the USA.
Correct. And as we focus properly on Healey and Harrison, I will just mention Big George said he gets a lot of anxiety before the fights, got the better of him. And so we don't get to see Soko tonight. We see Soko fight for a title sooner than later. Round number 2, Corey Healey, red, green, and white trunks, black and purple for Craig Harrison.
Mike, the one thing I'm noticing tonight, the footwork from Healey. He's light on his feet, he's bound, and that's the key. Slip and move. If they can't see it, they can't hit you, and he's doing it brilliantly.
The other side of that, Craig Harrison's been told to punch long and straight and go into his opponent and punch down, and he's switching to do it. You'll see long jabs with both hands to keep Healey at bay and start to make his way into the fight.
Which is what I alluded to earlier, and it's what his trainer and one of his greatest influences does all the time in Dave Winiarski.
But at least doing it now, Mike, and he's listening to the corner.
Yes. Keep Healey on the outside. Approaching the midway point of round number 2.
See, he's caused a wall there when Healey's making his way in so easily, is he?
And Healey is accustomed to going distance. In fact, all 3 of his victories have gone the distance.
Correct.
And 2 of those 3 setbacks most recently went the distance.
And we must remember, it's Harrison's first bare knuckle.
Yes.
So when it's your first bare knuckle, it's a learning curve.
But he has been fighting in the backyard with his grandfather Johns from the age of 14.
Yeah, but not with rules.
But not with rules.
And how hard do you really hit back when it's your grandfather?
No, you don't, do you?
I think that's really clever by Harrison, because he's now making Healey clinch, because that's the way he's got to get on the inside. Better round from Harrison here.
Good head movement by Corey Healey there. 15 seconds on the clock. Round number 2.
These are 2 tough guys, aren't they?
They really are.
Really tough guys. These are exponents of bare.
Oh! Big shot left.
Oh! He's in trouble. He hits him when he's down. He hits him when he's down.
He had taken a knee.
That could be a point deducted, or...
Well, it's...
Although he's counted.
Corey Healey returns to his winning ways. Forget about 3 straight. How about 1? And he's 2, 3, 4 on the proper side of the ledger for the Welsh hitman.
I suppose, Mike, he hit him when he's down on 1 knee, but can momentum do that a little bit?
Yeah.
I think momentum, let's give him the credit, the benefit of the doubt. It may be the momentum.
And let's see it on the replay too. Went to the body first,
See?
using that,
Now, you watch now.
lower frame.
Now he's gone down, and then boom. I think that borderline feed that he is in, a stronger referee might be in trouble. I think Ian Lewis might word with that.
Yeah.
He was going down already.
No, he was down. He was down.
But he was going...
He was on it.
I think it was marginal. Another referee might have called it, but it was marginal.
I'm giving him the benefit of that, saying it was momentum.
Nonetheless, Corey Healey earns his first victory inside the Trigon. And Corey Healey earns the first finish of his bare knuckle boxing career. So all that time, police bring
We like him. He's a likeable guy.
no question about it. A lot of aggressive front foot and counter puncher. He showcased it tonight.
To be fair, Mike, with a haircut like that, you have to be tough.
surprisingly, amongst the greatest influences for Corey Healey, Barry Jones, one of the GOATs in this sport, and James Connelly, who will fight in our main event.
He's just shouted to me, where's Jim? I think he wants a title. Where's Jim? I think he wants a title.
Well, just have to 3-game skip, if you will.
Yeah.
So maybe 1 or 2 more.
Maybe you need to do a little bit more.
But he did look good.
But he looked good. But we have to remember it was the debut for Harrison.
Yes. Yes.
Now the true test is how Harrison bounces back next time out.
Welterweight champion Javon Wright just had a fight at 154. But he has been outstanding in his performance.
We talked about the body shot.
He did.
And yet, his wife's a fighter, and in training he dropped her with a body shot. He don't use it in fight. There's probably a reason for that.
All right, let's get the official decision for Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee, John Lewis, calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the second round. Declaring your winner by TKO.
Be a big century for Corey Healey, who will win with Skip A. Davies after a class photo of the two competitors.
Let's do a proper interview, Corey Healey. Let's talk about your tactics first of all tonight. We were talking of them in glowing terms. He had about 1.5 foot height and reach advantage. He was making you look small in there, but you got inside, changed levels. You had a brilliant first round. Once you were on the inside, you got your hooks going.
Yeah, just followed my game plan for my coaches. You know, they know he's a strong, tall southpaw. Come out switching, right down, left hook the body, bring it back up. Got the fucking job done. So, for those of you who asked, the Ip Man still have bullets in the gun? There it fucking is.
And let's just go into the second round as well, because tactically and technically your stuff fight in the second round, because he started to throw long punches and keep you at bay then, but you waited patiently for your opportunity to finish him in your corner.
Yeah, it's my fight. Throwing stupid shots at wasting, you know, you break your hands here, there and everywhere. So,
So where do you go now? You stay at welterweight, Javon Wright is the champion, you're back in the win column. Do you want to fight in America, or do you just want to go back over the border and fight in Wales?
listen, I don't give a fuck where I fight, as long as I fight or who I fight. I'm here, and I'm fucking staying here.
And when would you like to fight next? Because you didn't really take much damage there, did you?
I don't give a fuck. Whenever Adrian says I'm ready, I'm ready. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll be here next week.
ladies and gentlemen, Corey Healey.
Corey's fights with McCallum and Reese were 36 days apart in 2 different weight classes. We mentioned Connelly, we mentioned Callum Skane. Well, Corey Healey's training partners, Callum Skane, Troy Palmer, Ash Bash Williams, James Connelly, Tony Lafferty, Corey Healey with his first victory inside the mighty Trigon. All right, let's watch his handiwork again. And he did exactly, Tom, what you said he needed to do as the smaller fighter.
Absolutely right, and it's not rocket science. You've seen enough fights. If he's tall and rangy and a long reach, you've got to get inside and nullify his strength, which is height and reach. And he did just perfectly.
Good movement, good head movement.
I think he's lucky though that he was on his knee when he hit him.
Yes.
I think he's lucky, but I'm giving him the benefit saying that was momentum.
As did Ian John Lewis.
And he's the only man that counts, isn't he, the referee?
At the end of the day, that is very, very true. So congratulations to Corey Healey. Now, we already shared with you where to find us on social media. But what if you want to watch BKB live? This is how.
From South Florida to South Wales, BKB continues to take over the globe. Don't miss BKB Live when it comes to your town. Visit bkbbareknuckle.com for upcoming show schedules and ticket information.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Planet Ice Arena in Bristol for BKB 45. As we move along in our preliminary card, we arrive at the Bridgerweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the Trigon, please welcome Anthony Scotford.
You got that, yeah?
In the building. Come to me nice.
Anthony Scotford, victorious in his BKB debut against Aaron Ashton. What a crazy fight that was, Tom. A total of knockdowns combined in 5.5 minutes.
Crazy fight.
Yeah.
And isn't that the beauty of BKB? People say to me, some of BKB, people who don't know about it, say 3 words, you never know.
I think I'm carrying some of the adrenaline of Corey Healey right now because I gave him the chance to call out Javon Wright, and I think he was so buzzed up by the victory that he couldn't even think about what he was being asked, Mike.
In all fairness,
He was probably being sensible.
there's a few people in line.
No, there are.
Healey, but that's where he would like to be eventually, is fighting for the BKB World Championship.
I think if he wins another 2 fights, that question's viable then.
I gave him the chance, that's all I'm saying.
There you go. So you're saying there's a chance. So after that 1 in a million thing.
I'm a billionaire on a beach, maybe.
BKB, Anthony Scotford said, is a test of my own capabilities. He also knows his opponent tonight, Carl Hobley, the Giant Killer, has a great reputation, many wins, and he said straight out, there is a huge upside if I can defeat 6-2 Carl Hobley here tonight.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the Trigon, please welcome Carl Hobley.
Now that we are all one big happy family, I will say that Carl Hobley is a 2-time UK BKB
World
champion, former UK BKB British heavyweight champion. We have not seen him in 463 days, 1 year, 3 months plus, but his last fight was against our Bridgerweight champion, Big Pond, Dan Podmore.
And another, he's never stepped inside the Trigon.
Correct.
And I think this is a big learning curve, the Trigon, for anybody. But Carl Hobley, listen, Anthony Scotford is a really tough guy, but by his own standards, all the things he needs to improve on. This is a big test for him. Carl Hobley, I've seen every fight he's had, and he is relentless. He's tough, maybe not as classy and slick as you would like to see some fighters, but when it comes to it, he can bang.
He said straight out that his fight style is, well, I won't say the first word, but is messy, Gareth. It's messy. That's okay if you get the win.
Hey, look at his age and experience against a very young man here, and he knows he's a brawler, and he's got to go in there. And I think he's got a very tough task tonight against a young man that was knocked down, or was a part of 5 knockdowns in his last fight, but showed the resilience and reserves and tensile strength and desire to continue. I want to see how much is left in the old boy tonight. We all reminisce, and we all have nostalgia for the older guys. But I think this is a test for Scotford, but maybe an even bigger test for Hobley.
But he's not the oldest fighter on tonight.
And he's not the oldest fighter.
Our tail of the tape for this Bridgerweight bout, nicotine pouches. Carl Hobley, 16 years the elder of Anthony Scotford. Scotford will have the height and reach advantage. And with respect, he did say, Scott, Dan, I'm on my way up. Carl's on his way out, but we got to fight first. And that's why we go to Big Mo for the official introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set for this Bridgerweight bare knuckle bout taking place inside the smallest surface in combat sports, BKB's Mighty Trigon. This bout is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. It's brought to you by Vortex Events. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Andy Albrighton. Well, let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gray trim. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed 224.5 pounds. He holds an undefeated professional bare knuckle record. 1 fight, 1 victory, and he fights out of Worcester, England, by way of Kidderminster, England. Introducing Anthony Ant Scotford. And now his opponent standing across the trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 224.5 pounds. He holds a bare knuckle record of 6 victories versus 2 defeats. And he fights out of Bournemouth, England. Introducing the former British BKB champion, Carl Giant Killer Hobley.
Carl recently lost 2 of his best mates, Darren McAvoy and Kevin Sherwood. Carl is dedicating tonight's fight to his lost pals.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Carl's got left in the tank.
Yep.
The young kid, he's enthusiastic. I just realised I've got shoes older than Anthony Scotford.
Here we go. Switch stance. And Scotford comes out southpaw. He is in the black trunks, black and gold for the giant killer, Carl Hobley. And Scotford is definitely different in his approach. There you see the Messi, because he said, I'm all about pure boxing. No
Correct.
talk, all show. He said, I never liked the gloves, but I work on utilizing my skill set.
He's looking for the right hand. Carl Hobley, there you go.
He's playing an old man's game here, and he's trying to trick him. He's trying to lure him possum-like into that right hand.
I don't know if you can say the old man game when all 3 of us are older than him.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that kind of hurts, Garrett.
I'll stop the ageism now.
Older fighter.
Listen, there isn't a man who gets into that ring who isn't a warrior at any age.
No question. That's a slip.
Slip.
What Scotford needs to do is slip under that right hand and hit him with a right uppercut, in my view, or a left hook.
First time Anthony Scotford went to the gym, and there's that swarm of the giant killer that you've seen many times.
That swarm of right hands, he don't go left and right, he goes 3 times the right hand. And he's got power, he's a big bloke, he pushes you back.
Like Joe Frazier in the mirror.
Yeah.
When he knocked out Charlie Milner, that's when he became the giant killer. Last fight, June 1st of 2024, against our Bridgerweight champion, Dan Podmore, who earned the finish in the 3rd.
Wow. Straight out of the triangle.
The ropes and down to the ground.
Let's hope he's all right.
How long is he allowed to climb back in? Do they give him a minute?
I think they give him plenty of time. 5 minutes if you have an injury.
That's exactly
But
right.
this might be it. He might have gotten hurt in that confrontation.
Does the referee have to work out whether he was pushed or not?
Yeah.
Oh, he's cut badly, gents.
You don't know what day it is, look.
It's unfortunate, but this fight has reached its conclusion. Hobley went down hard. Medical team around attending to him right now.
Mike, do you call that a no contest?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think
It's early, and it was a push. Not
Basically,
intentional, but it was
I
a
don't
push.
fully agree with you that it was a push, because I think he had the momentum and he just grazed him with the left hand, but we'll see now.
Here we go.
It was a push.
Yeah, I thought it was a push.
It was a push.
I thought it was a push.
You're right, Mr. Goldberg.
No,
Goldie,
both of us
Golden.
against you were right.
No, that's fine. It's 2-1. I lose.
1-0. 1-0. Yeah,
It was developing nicely.
it was. It was. And he was looking to shake him to one side.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the smallest surface in combat sports. And it's the first time, as you said, Tom, that Hobley's been in the Trigon.
Absolutely. And to be fair, I think that's the first time I've seen anybody do an Olympic dive out.
A WWE style leaving
Absolutely.
of the ring, or the Trigon in this case. He's not going to go on, is he? I cannot see him going on here.
They're going to give him time, though. The medics will make the decision, I think.
Yeah, Big Mo's telling us that this is it. I said earlier, it's reached its conclusion. He's cut, hit his head on the way down. So, all right, next time we gather on Malinaji Good John night.
He's just mouthed the
see it
same
again.
to us, hasn't he? He's just mouthed to you and I. No contest.
Yep, which is what we said.
Yep.
Because it was similar in this corner just above us earlier in the
was.
round, wasn't it? Where
Well, and that's
the
why it wasn't a
momentum-
knockdown.
Well, he was throwing himself forwards, and what Scotford didn't do, which he should have been doing, and which his team will
Slip
tell him
and
when
move.
check hook.
Yep.
Should have hit him with a check hook. Now, if he had hit him with a check hook and sent him down into row 5, he'd be the victor right now.
But I have to say, with all due respect to you, Gareth, it's easy sitting here with the solutions. We're not in there with the man swarming you when he comes at you.
I'm telling you what he could have done,
Yeah.
which would have brought a different outcome for him. Because I think he was on top in the fight.
Who?
Scotford.
I'd like to. I'm interested in what the judges say.
Scotford was pushed. That was considered, unfortunately, pushed back the other way.
Sent him
Carl
out the ring.
Hobley went flying. Big picture, I just hope Carl Hobley's okay.
That's the thing. You've got the nail on the head, Mike.
Yep.
Let's hope the fighter's okay.
I'd like to see a replay of how he landed, to be honest.
Oh, wow. It's hell of a drop,
I
that.
don't know if I want to.
It's hell of a drop, that, because you're going head first.
Yeah. And his F blank 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 messy style, certainly that's how the fight played out in the end.
The swarming style, absolutely.
The swarming style.
Well, as they attend to the veteran Carl Hobley, Big Mo will make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Andy Albright calls a stop to this contest round, and due to a lack of progression in scored rounds, this bout has been ruled a no contest.
So a no contest, unfortunately, Ant didn't want that either. So let's see this matchup again.
Absolutely. There's a rematch already.
No question. Next
It's
month.
interesting. Carl Hobley just called Ant over to him, and they shook hands and let's get in on again.
It was accidental.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the clinch, you're working hard, and this one is a
You'd be surprised to know, Mike.
contest.
You'd be surprised to know I disagree with Gareth. I thought it was pretty even at anybody. I thought maybe Carl Hobley had attacked him a couple of times.
No, I don't agree with you. I thought he looked like a one-trick pony.
But what you've got to do, for me, not to say to you, you're an experienced guy, but you've got to hit the target. You've got to hit the all the shots around the back don't count. You've got to hit the target. I think it's close.
He was very unorthodox.
Or very.
It was like a Victorian fairground style. That messy brawler that he wanted to bring, and he did the right thing to try and confuse. But I thought Scotford was holding his ground well. He held him tight in the clinch.
Yeah.
And my feeling was that Scotford was going to dominate
I
that
agree
fight.
with
It's
everything.
just an instinct.
I agree with everything you said there, apart from I didn't think he was winning the fight.
So tonight we're in the UK. And in just a couple of weeks, we'll be outside the Big Apple, actually really close to Niagara Falls.
Wow.
BKB Bare Knuckle Boxing makes its New York debut Saturday, September 27th for BKB 46. Empire State Brawl from the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino in Salamanca. In the main event, the top two featherweights go head-to-head. When the champion, Harold McQueen, looks to defend his title against #1 contender, Jean-Pierre Ramirez. BKB Cruiserweight World Champion Cub Hawkins looks for his 8th victory inside the Trigon. And former BKB Heavyweight World Champion DJ Linderman returns to face Hawaii's tough man, Dylan Rush. Plus, Ryan Jett, Marlon Moncado, and more. Visit bkbbareknuckle.com for tickets and information.
Salamanca, upstate New York, Saturday, September 27th. And then we are right back here in the United Kingdom for BKB 47 in Leeds. The former two-time world champion, the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi, debuts in the Trigon against Tyler Goodjohn, a fight that was originally scheduled for tonight. Paulie had a bit of a setback in training, but he's ready to set foot in the Trigon in Leeds next month. And then BKB 48 will be a time when the Trigon returns home to South Florida. It'll be Saturday, November 22nd. Not one, but two title fights. The dominant heavyweight champion, the Cuban assassin, Gustavo Trujillo, fights Tony Johnson Jr. And now, the official, no longer interim lightweight champion, Jared Kid Gotti Grant, faces top contender, the proud Hawaiian, untamable John Bernard, plus undefeated Bridgerweights, Jordan Fuentes and Julian Fernandez. Don't miss any of the action. Visit bkbbareknuckle.com for tickets and information. Tom, let's zero in on the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi,
Wow.
and Tyler Goodjohn.
Can I just say what you've just been through? We're not finished this one yet, and I want to beat all those three. You know what I'm saying? What fights we're putting on for people. But Malignaggi, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see what Paulie's got. We know he's a world-class boxer.
And he's got the movement.
Everything. He's got everything.
He's been in there once. He did hurt his hand in the bare knuckle fight that he had against Artem Lobov. So Paulie, that's not the Paulie we saw a few months back, but that man right there, Tyler Goodjohn, is as tough and out as there is in our sport.
Paulie's without doubt the better boxer.
Yes.
No question. I think Tyler's the bare knuckle fighter.
Yep.
So what a clash that's going to be. Now, you pay the money just for that fight alone.
Well, when you have a former two-time world champion,
wow,
and a Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi, my partner, a powerful partner, we will call his fight.
One of your partners.
Yeah, one of my. Yeah. Well, you're powerful too. You're the elder
statesman.
Partner. All right, let's talk about Gustavo Trujillo, because if you want to really go through the champions list and talk about a man who has never even been, hi Callum Skane, who's never even been close to being touched, it is Gustavo Trujillo.
Trujillo's a great fighter as well, by the way. But Callum Skane, you've just mentioned, I think I know we saw him get beat by Gigliotti, but Gigliotti is one of the best.
Yeah.
Callum Skane will be a world champion. That's my opinion. I think he's destined to be a world champion. He's got everything you need.
Julio Tenori has suffered with injuries, multiple injuries, so he's been stripped of the title, which means that Jared Kid Gotti goes from interim to the lightweight champion. John Bernard is a beast, and Fuentes we know about, and Julian Fernandez in his debut a couple of weeks ago. Oh my goodness, he is a big man.
I like Bernard. Fuentes is a proper fighter as well. I mean, those sort of fights are absolute, you know, they grab you, and you sort of can't wait for them. Each one, and you know what? Every fighter you just mentioned there is different. Not one of them. Sometimes every single one of them are different. Every single one. are different. And I think that's the key with BKB. I keep saying it. 3 words sum it up. You never know with BKB. You never know what's coming. And that's why every show is mouth-watering, because I've got a glove boxing like yourself, and I can tell you what's going to happen. He'll be him, and this one, you never know. And we've seen it tonight already.
Yes,
you
indeed.
never know what's coming at you.
Our main card begins with the Trooper. And Will Matzelbach. Our main event is the big one we talked about at the top of the show. Dan Lerwell, Jack Marshman, Gareth, a battle of the Dragon.
Yeah, it's a bragging rights fight in Wales. They're both highly esteemed, well-loved, bestowed fighters in the valleys, as they say. And whoever wins tonight, the people of that valley will be singing loud, proud and long. It's a great contest.
They'll have bragging rights.
Yep, and Simon Doherty loves picking on you, Thomas. Smith mentioned earlier at Kowalski, George Taylor for the second time scheduled will not happen. George Taylor has fallen ill, so that fight will not be on the card. Rematch, though, Paul Hills, Dean Patterson, Tom.
Well, Dean Patterson, this is his home territory. Yep. This is his homeland, Bristol. He wants to put on a show. He did before. He's a tough cookie. Paul Hills is a bit angry with him. Paul Hills is angry. I did the pre-fight interviews. Paul Hills is angry because Dean Patterson said, I'm going to retire him. And that upset him.
And the first Australian to be a regular heavyweight world champion with the gloves on, Lucas Brown, is set to make his bare knuckle debut. Our main card is loaded and coming to you still ahead. But let's continue with what has been some interesting preliminary matchups. And the next one is emotional, as is this one. James Connelly, the Rebel, Martin Reffell, both coming off title fight losses, both saying, Garrett, that they have taken it as a learning moment and they will be better because of the experience. Reffell with Rocky, and of course Connelly with Smash.
Yeah, Connelly's chasing a trilogy fight with Smash, so he has to not just win tonight, in my view, but look good as well. Reffell is stepping up a weight division, but he's looked very healthy, strong, looks like he's got a lot of tensile strength at super middle. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be the sniping, sharp shooting of Reffell against the more refined bare knuckle boxing of Connelly.
I think, for me, Reffell's just a brawler. Martin is a brawler. No, but he's a brawler. But he admits I'm a brawler.
Yeah.
And he brings a different type to the ring. Connelly is the better boxer, as you rightly say. The better boxer.
Sharp shooting against boxing.
Yeah. And it's going to be an interesting contest. Yeah. You know, but I've just worked out, I think there isn't a fighter alive who doesn't want to fight LT, is there?
The brothers, the Connelly brothers are all great. The cousins are all great. So that's our main event later tonight with James Connelly and the Rebel Martin Reffell. Let's continue with our final preliminary matchup. And with that, we get it back to Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to all of you viewers joining us around the world to Bristol, England. Tonight's home for BKB 45. As we stay in our prelim card, we now arrive at the women's super welterweight division, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making her way to the Trigon. Please welcome Hatis Uzert.
She is the Turkish delight and a delightful person to talk to. Born and raised in the Netherlands, both her parents Turkish, thus the Turkish delight. Tonight she becomes the first bare knuckle fighter from the Netherlands. It's her first fight in 6.5 years. I happen to call her last fight, Bellator 217 in 2019 in Dublin. She was stopped by Liam McCord. Here's the real story though. Her mother, Fatma, passed away 2 weeks before that fight at the young age of 50. We had a long talk the other day. I loved talking to this beautiful woman because she said mom was her biggest cheerleader, biggest supporter, Garrett, and that is who she still fights for here tonight.
There's a beauty about her brutality as a woman and a fighter. She's from that, yes, she's Turkish in origin, but she's from that hard sparring school of Dutch fighting. Bob Schreiber, Stefan Struve, Muay Thai kickboxing.
That's right.
Yeah, baby. She is a really, really tough woman, and I see her as a big favourite tonight.
We will find out, because she is fired up. 73 victories, multiple championships as a pro kickboxer. And she will look for her first win as a bare knuckle boxer here tonight. MMA across Europe. She was with Bellator, Bama, Road, and FC. And tonight, she is on the only BKB she is. Atis, ready to take on a very talented boxer. And
Ashley, the Storm,
Firstly, your last fight, split decision, bad cut on the nose. How's that?
Yeah, it's fine now, actually. I looked like a monster for about a week, and then I was a wreck then. But yeah, to be honest with you, it looked a lot worse than what it was. Yeah, she was just really big, wasn't she? She was, do you know what I mean? She looked bigger than some of the boys. Yeah, she was just a tough one.
time only.
To be honest with you, I've never had to deal with any cuts or anything in boxing, so I've been quite lucky. Having to deal with I didn't get going till the third round, probably. I just needed to get in there so I could feel the love again. It's one thing training and one thing fighting, I think.
they go the distance.
It's an absolutely fantastic experience, you know, just coming out and hearing your name again. It's something that I don't care what anybody says, but you either got it or you haven't, and it's just an amazing feeling. But yeah, it was a hard one, but I think I'm going to come back from this even better. I don't really know a lot. I've seen a lot about her. She's been a bit quieter this time than last time. She done my head in a bit on Instagram, trash talking and stuff, and she don't even know me, so make sure you bring your A game because you're going to need it.
And now fighting at corner, making her way to the Trigon, please welcome Ashley Brace.
Family is what life is all about. And Ashley Brace fights with a heavy heart here tonight. She just lost her grandfather, Philip. Her father, Sean, is her longtime trainer. Sean's dad. Ashley's granddad. Is that right here?
That's right.
Granddad?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Grandfather back where, you know, we're newer, 1776.
Granddad.
Yeah, granddad here. But our heart goes out to the entire Brace family. And so dad and daughter will look to represent their lost leader in Philip here tonight. First time we saw Ashley Brace, Garrett, she was far from herself because she had such a great amateur and professional boxing pedigree. And we thought we were going to see her come in and utilize it. She said, I wasn't in shape, I was off for a long, long time. Just speaking to her in the look in her eyes, the glaze was gone, and the focus was directly to us.
This could go two ways tonight. The loss of her grandfather could be a massive fillip for her, but also she failed to make weight, if you recall, and it's made her opponents very determined to show her up over it. And they've gone up 3 weight divisions almost because of that failure to make weight. It may spur her on, but it may not. She's certainly got to prove something tonight if she's going to make a big inroads into the women's bare knuckle sport.
Yes, it was previously scheduled with Hatice and Ashley, and that's been missing weight. Man, you missed the fight. And Hatice said, you wasted my time then, and I will teach you. Our tale of the tape for the super welterweight matchup. The Welsh fighter, Ashley Brace, 34 years older. Her opponent, Turkish descent, the Turkish delight, 4 years her elder, Hattis is a bit taller and will have a 2-inch reach advantage. Hattis was eating all week just to get to 146.8. Tail of the tape brought to you by Clue. Big Bo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Prelims Ice Arena here in Bristol, England, this bout is scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the women's Super Welterweight division, brought to you by Clue Nicotine Pouches. Our referee in charge when the bell rings is Ian John Lewis. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out in the blue corner, wearing the all-black, she stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. She weighed in at 146.8 pounds. Tonight, she is making her professional bare knuckle debut out of Amsterdam by way of Zwolle in the Netherlands. Introducing the MMA veteran Hattis, the Turkish Knight Oozert. And now her opponent, standing across the trigon, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the purple and gold trim. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall. She weighed in at 154 pounds even. She is a veteran of 1 professional bare knuckle bout, and she fights out of Abu Vale, Wales. Introducing Ashley the Storm Bray.
Mike, we're talking earlier. I wonder, being out the ring that long, what effect that will have. What do you think about?
Well, we saw a long layoff in the effect on Ashley when she first fought. Now we'll see how Hattis looks. Fight scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Clive Ellison going to get us started. Here we go! Ashley Brace in the black, purple, and gold trunks, black trunks and shirt, being sported by the Turkish Delight, Hattis Oozert.
Certainly Ashley is up for this one big time. She's always had a weight problem since she's finished glove fighting.
Yes.
And she has a massive weight advantage for this fight. But it's what's in the tank for Hattis.
She is very aggressive here early. A totally different Ashley Brace. In the fighter interviews, she had the adversity, thumb in the eye, shoulder popping out.
Yep.
She did say she'll never make 135 again, but she's happy for this fight tonight. And there's some bad blood, as Oozert, as I mentioned a moment ago, felt like her time was wasted when she prepared the first time. And she is a very proud Turkish fighter from the Netherlands, and as Garrett talked about a moment ago, you do it the Dutch way. Yep, that was a push, no knockdown. And we're in the 2nd minute of round number 1. Body shots thrown by the Turkish Delight.
She's doing the clinch well, Mike.
She is, and keep in mind, MMA wasn't her main thing. Pro kickboxing was, but Muay Thai, clinch. MMA, clinch.
Yep.
Advantage will go to her with
Turkish Delight needs to stay out of the clinch here, keep it at distance, because there's one person with a weight advantage in there, and I know they're women, and we're not allowed to say this, but it's obvious who it is.
But I think she's using the clinch well, Hattis. I think she's using it brilliantly.
Very well, and she's experienced at it.
She's marked under the right eye, though.
I think Brace looks brilliantly composed in here tonight, by the way.
Definitely aggressive.
Great boxing pedigree as well.
Yep.
Ashley Brace.
WBC international champion, European champion, Welsh champion. As an amateur, bronze medalist in the Junior Europeans. Round 1 in the books.
That though, as I say, I think Gareth thinks she went to Ashley. We'll have a look now. It's a bit untidy at times. She's up for it though, Mike. She spoke to us, didn't she, Ashley? She spoke to the 3 of us. She's really up for this.
Yeah, I think Brace looks very impressive. She's standing her ground. She knows she can use her weight advantages. She's grabbing the arms in the clinch of the Turkish Delight, and I think she's very much the dominant force in there. I think we'll see a change of tactics this time from the Dutch fighter.
I'd like to know what effect because she's done the. Atis has used the clinch as good as anybody. It's what effect it's having on Ashley.
But the ring rust is a massive thing for 8 years out, isn't it?
6 years.
6 years, apologies.
6 years, 6 months, 15 days. Black shorts and top for Hatis Uzert and Ashley Brace, and the black, purple, and gold. Nice overhand right. And Hatis definitely looking to utilize the inside work. And she's the taller fighter, but when you look at the backgrounds with Ashley being pretty much pure gloved and now bare knuckle, and Uzert being all kinds of kickboxing, Muay Thai, and some MMA, it makes sense.
She's been told to change levels, faint a lot, try and swarm the Welsh girl. It's really not working so far. Every time they come within distance, it's Brace's fight.
She's badly marked as well.
She wants to swarm the storm.
This is classic. Brace wants to get in and mix it up and make it a brawl, and Atis wants to be a boxer and wants it at distance. And tactically, Brace is doing the right thing.
A bit of success for the Turkish light there with a couple of right and left hooks, by the way.
It's that big right she loves, and the uppercut there.
A mouse under the left eye of Hatis Uzert. 40 seconds on the clock, round number 2. Fights for 5 2-minute rounds. Now, can the Storm keep this pace going if Hatis Uzert can continue to stand the fight and take it into the deep waters? If it does, we will certainly find out.
A 2-minute round course, so the pass so quickly. Third minute of a round in men's fighting is so much slower. These women are really focused and into their work now.
It's such a big point, though. This when you've had to cut weight, the longer the fight goes, the more problems you have. And she's got to face as well. Ashley.
Again, a slip and the end of round 2.
This is a good fight.
Very good fight.
A good fight this is. But that mouse, as you call it,
close to second round though, Mike, for me, and I think Brace for me just arguably took it again.
The good thing about the mouse, it's under the eye.
Yes,
not cut
not
over
on
the
top.
eye.
Yeah, absolutely. It's whether it closes it, Mike. That's the problem.
Yep.
Then your range become a problem. Because you jab is your range finder, and if it goes out of kilter, you're in trouble.
All that animosity and enmity they felt for each other is gone now. It's all about who wants it most in this fight, in my view now.
Remember Team Wales since age 15 when Ashley Brace literally lived in gym, boxed against Bulgarians, Russians, and American, and the Turkish delight, getting set for round number 3.
And that is Adrian Sheeran in his corner,
Yes.
who's really experienced trainer.
The fight continues. Gold for the Storm, Ashley Brace, the proud fighter from Wales.
Oh, great clinch work from Ashley there.
Like a bulldozer or small rhino, if you're allowed to call a female fighter that.
Hatis Uzert in black, fighting out of the Elite Center in Amsterdam, a very boxing-centric gym, she told me.
She's not happy about that hand from Ashley under the chin to push her face away. Oh, that might have been a headbutt there.
That's why I say she's going in like a rhino at the moment.
She's up for it, Ashley, that's for certain.
Ashley just pointed that there's a little bit of water on the logo inside the tricon, so let's avoid it. And she told her opponent that very thing, the classic move. If indeed that was what it was. Brace is in full attack mode. Her game plan is always boxing focused. She said, I'm going to box her head off. That's the plan. And I learned a new term, slagging. She said, Hatis has been slagging, talking bad, pushing me, but all it did for Ashley, she said, was make her train harder.
But
And there you go, see, Ashley Brace was there.
It does get, Hatis does, when she gets that clinch, she's good at the clinch.
Of course.
I don't what effect it's having on us.
Well, one thing is we all know this is a tough way to fight. We see it in MMA all the time.
Yeah.
This is the most exhausting type of fight you can have when you're in the clinch. Now, granted, Ashley is about 10 pounds heavier than Hattis weighed in on the scale. So she's able to survive it so far, but the gas tank becomes a factor.
Correct.
You see a lot of inside.
I think Hattis is bigger to look more than now.
Just missed with that right hand as we come to the conclusion of this third round. And I'm sorry, me and John Lewis. From behind, I didn't know he was much smaller than looked good.
He is on a growth hormone compared to Ian John Lewis, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
That was a brilliant round from both women, by the way. A seesaw struggle tactically. Ash driving herself in to get in the clinch and get close. And Ozert much better with the jab and the right hand, and she just missed in the corner above here. Above us here.
And then Tom, another right hand right on that mouse under the left eye.
Do you not think Ashley, towards the end of the round, looked to be breathing heavily?
Absolutely right, as well the point you made earlier on.
Yep. What happened? Another shot. Ashley, our prayers.
Yep.
Granddad, father Philip, and of course, Hattis lost her mom many years ago, but she said she is with me, looking down upon me. She was my biggest cheerleader. She is here tonight, as is Granddad Philip.
The ones that eye looked up by the doctor, it is closing. The eye's closing. The medics are looking at now, and that'll be a real blow for Hattis. They're talking. The doc will take the lead from her, won't it? Unless it's stopped.
They've stopped the fight. So that eye was starting to close. And Ashley Brace, she didn't even want to get the victory this way. She look at her reaction. She's having a quick way, but it was her hard work that led to the mouse underneath.
Really upset.
Nice to see the enmity and the animosity put to bed after these brilliant win fighters as well. Of course, there were lots of bad blood coming into this. Ashley Brace celebrating.
And it was going to get into that area of the deep waters, and you saw the damage early. The doc talked to Hattis, waved it off, and Ashley Brace delivers.
And the foot was level, wasn't it?
It really was. And it was starting to change a little bit.
Correct.
Which would have made it very difficult because Ashley came out on the stage. She came out strong.
And classier mover. But what Ashley did not let her be done for. She rolled it up. And I would have looked in the final 2 or 3 rounds, would have been good. But hey, it is what it is.
It is.
She's in tears, look. At least.
This was important for her in so many ways.
It's not a way to lose a fight, right?
It is. It is. And so, you know what? Let's have to do it again. That's the best way.
Right.
Third enemy, the family and the Connelly James right now. Big bump will make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ian John Lewis called a stop to this contest at the end of the third round, declaring your winner due to a doctor's stoppage, Ashley, the Storm.
No pictures on the scorecard. So congratulations to Ashley Brace. I would like to see this one again, and we will see Hattis again inside the mighty Trigon. I started to allude to the great family of fighters, the Connellys. Well, they're a family in Liverpool, one of them is set to visit with our own Gareth A. Davies.
I am indeed here with the one and only. Congratulations, Mr. Paul Smith is here, ladies and gentlemen. Boxer from the UK, the great Smith family, the four boxing brothers. We just saw a terrific fight there. Congratulations to Ashley Brace.
Yeah, Ashley Brace done a really good performance. It's exciting, it's brutal, it's some action, it's really good, and what a crowd and what a turnout already.
Now, you're a family that, had it been Victorian times, you'd have all been bare-knuckle fighters, all four of you. Your brother Liam, your brother Callum, both fought Saúl Canelo Álvarez de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and you fought the great Andre Ward in his first light heavyweight fight. Where did all that water in the Smith household create this great fighting family?
Honestly, we were fighting in the living room with Tito's wrapped around our ass, just fighting with each other. We had one pair of gloves. We'd toss up with the right hand and the left one to get a tea towel, and that's how it was. And our mum would go out, she'd go to the bingo or something on a Friday, she'd come home and the couch would be pushed back. We'd be nothing 7 miles out of each other, and we always wanted to fight, but to be honest with you, a couple of my younger brothers got into a few scrapes on the street, outside the ring, let's say, but keeping it controlled, keeping it under the right sort of circumstances and the correct atmosphere is what it's all about, as is tonight and as professional boxing.
I've watched you buzzing at this event tonight. It's your first BKB event. What do you make of it?
I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's obviously very well organised. You know, the safety checks when they're coming in, the action in the ring. Obviously, listen, you can't really take too many shots in this, so you have to be very careful, Sixton, and you have to be good. And we've seen some very good action so far, and hoping for the rest of the fights to be just as equally entertaining.
And one double-edged question for you: would you have a go at this, or do you fancy doing a bit of commentary later on?
I'd much prefer the commentary, but listen, if you're going to have a go, you're going to have a go. I could bump into one of these, I hope I don't, but I could bump into someone and spill a pint over them fighting. You just never know. You know, it's different to box. And I'm seeing a lot of boxers coming over and struggling, by the way. And so that's testament to what the level of this bare knuckle boxing is. But I think we'll see a few more boxers coming over, definitely.
So we're going to see him doing a bit of commentary, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it from Paul Smith, everybody. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
They're from Liverpool. So is the Smith family the boxing Beatles? There's
Glee, what right shit, the boxing Beatles.
Yeah.
The boxing Beatles.
Yeah.
He's Ringo.
And as they got younger, I guess the really got them going.
Great to have the boxing family, isn't it?
Oh, it happens.
The Krakens in Birmingham.
Gigliotti.
We got the
Gigliotti, fourth generation. That's what it's all about. Our main event, our co-main event, outstanding. Jack Hammer Marshman, the first Welsh fighter to compete in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. We'll have to deal with Dan Lerwell. Marshman coming off the title fight against Tompkins and Tompkins. Champion 185 earlier in his career. Both coming fights in our main event of the evening. The Truth, James Connelly and Martin, the Rebel Reffell. Top of the hour, we will be back for more action inside the mighty Trigon.
BKB Bare Knuckle Boxing debuts in Bristol, England, Saturday, September 6th for BKB 45. Bristol Brawl, with an explosive card loaded with title contenders. In the main event, veteran fan favorites James Connelly and Martin Reffell go head-to-head in a super middleweight showdown. In a hard-hitting co-main event, knockout artist Dan Lerwell takes on UFC veteran Jack the Hammer Marshman. Plus, heavyweight Kamil Sokolowski looks to maintain his #1 contender spot when he battles Big George Taylor.